We welcome you taking the time to view our most current Bitcoin update video, which you can find on the Grap YouTube channel. For the shorter time frames, we do examine the Bitcoin chart. Allow me to re-inform you. As a result, here we are. Right now, I'm looking at the Bitcoin chart for the past 30 minutes. You can easily make out the buildings on shorter time scales, even if the weather is still calm. As I said in the prior video, Bitcoin may have prevented this collapse entirely. We are still hoping to see a single pattern or situation develop even after the correction has ended. We are keeping an eye on the weekly low in the hopes that the first 5 waves of an upward trend will emerge, which can only occur in a diagonal formation. Furthermore, we can see precisely what needs monitoring according to the elite wave analysis. We are still far from experiencing those 5 waves. Even if we are quite close, we will look into this and give it our full attention because it is likely that we are rather close. That was previously discussed in the previous footage, but the upcoming 5th wave is still a ways off. Just to clarify, the 5 waves will only be seen, not predicted. They might signal the beginning of a 3-wave reversal if they materialize. The basic arrangement is as follows. In addition, a swing low formed on April 17th suggests that here is where the bottom occurred. The most likely conclusion is that a third, stronger wave occurred on the 14th. In March, there was a W wave fall, an X wave rise, and a Y wave fall, as you are aware. There's a good chance you can score another low at that white count. A yellow count based on the classic ABC pattern with the C wave acting as the last diagonal indicates that possibly the bottom has dropped. Plus, since a few weeks ago, things have changed as I indicated in earlier videos. At last, we have a solid plan for fixing things. This swings low from here on out. Week offers a fundamental foundation that is attractive. This one follows the one on Wednesday the 20th, and it's substantially lower. With this lower low, a stunning bottoming structure is formed. This is my first time saying it. The bottom is probably in there somewhere, I'll admit it. Unless we have surpassed opposition in 5 waves, we will not be able to make any claims or confirm anything. We provide the bulls a break by looking more closely at. The breaking of the declining trend line provides the necessary context. In my last video, I mentioned that in order for the yellow count to be fulfilled, which represents the ABC structure with the C wave as the closing diagonal, I am now expecting to see 5 waves rising. This rally is obviously only the first of 3 waves. I apologize, but I will just state A, B, 1, 2, and perhaps even 3. Still, it's possible this is the 4th. Of course not. But there's a missing peak. I believe I mentioned in the last video that it was capable of handling it. Nah, I think I simply traded that for money on Discord members. But let me say it again. Half a day might pass if a 4th wave comes. In order for everyone to be aware, we require 5 waves. So in order to establish that a low has indeed formed at this location, we have witnessed lower lows and lower highs on this downturn, but no significant higher lows or highs as of yet. Then I will be satisfied when the first 5 waves come up. I have only happened upon 3 thus far. In what circumstances? We learned that it took about a day when we looked at wave 2. Following this, we anticipate wave 4. So perhaps another one from when I made that statement half a day ago. The main thing I want to emphasize is that the proportions of waves 2 and 4 should be comparable. After all, wave 4 could have hit rock bottom already, but it won't last nearly as long as wave 2. That being said, wave 4 might end up being longer than expected. Obviously, you should be patient and wait for the 5th wave to come. Ideally, it would remain over 62,100. It would have taken us 3 waves to reach maximum capacity if it had been lower. It refers to the white element in this case. We descend in wave C, creating a lower base after which we experience AB wave. Therefore, it is clear that we need an additional high. We can add to the 5 waves once they are finished, particularly if the 5th wave does better than the swing, which peaked on Wednesday the 17th at 64,500. Yes, that would also be a very apparent sign of a low having occurred. That is where I put most of my energy. The next structure, the Fibonacci resistance, appears at 64,175. Those are 64,500 and 65,428 for the figures. The 5th wave may be generated with just an additional $1,000. I will incorporate the subsequent support area after we determine a probable drop. We have backup plans, so we can wait for another transfer if necessary. Quite high. There is one catch, though another low will probably form before it does. It lays out the steps to follow and the data we want in a straightforward manner. Identifying the extra peak. Also, If we stick to Fibonacci extensions, I think the third one in the last video hit the mark. An expansion of 1.38 was that, assuming that this is true then. A 1.786 extension or a 200% increase is a common goal of the fifth wave, therefore 65K or 65.6K. At the time, that's the most I can tell. We need to keep an eye on those things. Therefore, I think the update was sufficient. In that case, I'd be really grateful if you could subscribe and if you could also comment and like it. Please know how much I value your interest in the Grap Currency channel on YouTube. Final farewell.